What's going on, everybody? We are back again with the boys in the hood selling anything for profit. 5 in the morning on the corner clocking. No, I'm just kidding.
Trickety track. You already know that's popping.
That's not how we're starting this episode off. But anyways, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Over the Octagon podcast. It's your boys, Nick Nasty and Joel. And we are here post UFC 311. And, the champions stay the champions, brother. Nothing changed. The belts are still in the hands of the greats. And what were your thoughts on that? We can start with either or. I just kind of want to jump right into it.
Yeah, let's jump in, man. I wanted to start this podcast off by announcing a new champion. That didn't happen. So I'm going to kind of be all over the board right now. I do want to take back everything I said about Merab. I have a soft spot for him now. I don't know why. I just feel like a lot of people do not like him. And I think Dana White does not like him. And seeing him prevail like that was pretty awesome, dude. I'm not a Merab fan, but I'm not a Merab hater, if that makes sense.
Well, I do want to say that I was the only one on the podcast who did pick Merab. Everyone else on the episodes, Murky and Nick, both picked Umar to beat Merab, and that did not happen. So, but yeah, you're right. Good. You have to give Merab his props after that. That's not only did he take a 0 away from a Nurmagomedov, he beat what was supposed to be, quote unquote, said to be the best. And Murky even take back 2 episodes ago, he's like, "Oh, Islam's not even the best one. It's Umar. He's gonna be the best." And then this guy couldn't even last 5 rounds because of pressure.
I do want to say this, though. In the first round, did Merab look like he was getting beat? I want to ask you that. Was Merab getting beat?
I mean, sure, it definitely looked as if, but it wasn't noticeable enough to matter.
Did the hand get broken in the first round, though?
That's what he said.
So I'm not gonna lie. I thought Merab was losing in the first round. Second, a little bit as well. It's an excuse. You hear it a lot. You never know what to believe. But if the first round was going to dictate the rest of the fight, I say it was going towards Umar a little bit.
But he did gas out, though. And a broken wrist doesn't mean your cardio goes away. Or a broken hand doesn't take your cardio away.
Yeah, maybe not. I mean, if you're clenching down, focusing on that pain, it could alter your breathing a little bit. But either way, props to Umar. Umar is a good fighter. And this is his first time getting highlighted like this in his UFC career, I believe, where he's had the most eyes on him. He did look good. His striking did impress me a little bit in the first round.
Merab's striking looked good too, though.
Dude, Merab has become a striker, man. Ever since that O'Malley fight, man, like he has become a striker. And he's good at it, man. I think what I heard at the end of the fight, and I asked you guys when we were watching it, was did Dana White say to him, "No more jokes, no more jokes"?
I don't know. I never went back and looked at that.
I'm thinking he did. I'm thinking people are tired of his shit, but dude, the way he was mocking Umar was fucking great.
When Umar was trying to take him down, and Merab was just like standing up, going,
"I know,
you can't do it, dude." That was hilarious.
Shout out to Merab, man. What do you think is next for him, Joel?
I don't know, man. To be honest, it's really tough because I don't think O'Malley can beat him.
Yeah.
He's clearly beat Umar. Or he beat Umar. He's beaten O'Malley. You do have Petr Yan, but Merab's already beat Petr Yan.
Yeah.
Now that leaves Corey Sandhagen. But the thing is Petr Yan had a dominant victory over Davison Figueiredo. So like that alone is that could give him the next title shot or the rematch against Merab. But if Merab ends up beating Petr Yan, then there's really no one in that division that could beat him.
Do you think Merab could fight up or down?
Maybe down.
Maybe down?
Yeah, he's not fighting up because him and Ilya are really tight and really close. I don't foresee him fighting up, and Ilya would fuck him up.
Yeah, Merab is so for the homies, man. He wouldn't fight against Aljo forever. Now it's Ilya.
Yeah, I know. Well, they're both the Georgian guys, they claim their Georgian pride and they won't fight each other. But it was kind of crazy, though. Ilya did kind of talk a little shit.
I saw that.
and kind of like it kind of set him up to potentially fight Islam.
I
What I'm
know.
saying?
I know.
'Cause
Tell me what they said.
he was like, he basically said like that Dagestani wrestling ain't shit to Georgia wrestling. I was like, damn.
I was watching that. I love how they show the tweets that fighters are saying during the fights. It's very
Yeah.
cool the UFC does that. And when I saw that one, I was like, holy shit, man. Shots are fired,
I
guys.
feel like, man, like Ilya, after what we've already seen, dude, it's like, I don't know. I do think Merab could fight down.
You think he
He's
can fight
small.
down?
He's small enough to fight down, but I don't know why he would. It would take Pantoja to fight up. There'd be no reason for him to fight down a weight class. Pantoja would have to come up. But now that kind of gives me some vibes of maybe Islam. Ilya might want to be coming to go up to fight Islam. But the more I think about that fight, I don't know if that's a good idea for Ilya, especially after what we've seen on Saturday night.
Yeah, man. That division right now is in an interesting spot. We don't know what to do next. I'm thinking it would be Sandhagen, but I'm just not sure. You don't really have much rising stars that are on the radar in this division at all.
Yeah, because the only thing that they could do is put Piotr Jan and Corey Sandhagen against each other. If O'Malley gets the next title shot, then those two guys fight. Winner of that fight gets the number one contender fight next. Umar has to fight his way back now that he's lost.
It's wild, man. I'm curious to see what they're going to do in this situation. But
yeah, it's a weird top five, I still think Figueiredo could be a problem too. I think Figgy versus Umar may be a good fight to make. Figgy versus O'Malley, maybe, any of those. Like, I still think Figgy's got it in him to win a title. Yeah, he lost to Piotr Jan, but that was his first true top five, challenge in that bantamweight division.
Yeah, man.
And then don't they still have? Oh no, Aljo went up a weight division.
Yeah,
to fight featherweight. So, but I don't know. I mean, Merab is the champ. He's currently close to being what's considered the greatest bantamweight of all time.
I mean, I think that's a little too early.
They said it, dude. Like, if you look at his accolades and the people that he's beaten now, and the streak that he's on, he's beaten Umar, O'Malley, Henry Cejudo, Piotr Jan, Jose Aldo.
Yeah, Jose Aldo was out of his prime, though.
Marlon Moraes.
I think he's got to do some more stuff for this to happen. I mean, that's cool.
Like, that's a hell of a run, dude. Moraes, Aldo, Jan, Cejudo, O'Malley, Umar.
Yeah, I mean, does that match up against, Dominic Cruz? I mean, Aljo Sterling had a great run. I mean, his title run lasted a very long time. People forget
he's on a 12 win streak.
I mean, that's impressive. He could do that. He's 19-4. But then again, Dominic Cruz kind of owns that division, in my opinion, right now. He's 24-4. Dominic Cruz, isn't he about to fight again?
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
One last one, right?
Yeah, and if he annoys you as a commentator, he could lose. This could be pretty good to watch.
Yeah, it's true. Nah, I would never think just because he was annoying as a commentator that I wouldn't represent him as a fighter.
Absolutely. I mean, dude, he is the staple of that division, in my opinion. It's going to take Merab a lot more time and a lot more title defenses to take that spot from him. He's done a lot in his career, man. But besides that, man, I want to jump into the prelims. I don't want to jump past that. About our boy and over the Octagon favorite, Peyton Talbot. What are you calling this? Joel? Is this a fraud check? Is this a humility check? Time to get humble? What is this?
Definitely number two. It's definitely a humility check. It was I don't think that he was ready for. I know it's crazy to say like he's not ready for the lights, but like this was a huge jump up in competition for him. And I think he still had it in his mindset that he was fighting someone who didn't have the who wasn't on the same caliber as the rest of his opponents. I think he underestimated his opponent, and I think that's what got him beat. And not being able to wrestle like that, dude, at that point in his career at such a high favorite. Like, that's humiliating.
Do you think he underestimated his opponent or he overestimated himself? Because do you think his nonchalant attitude?
Yeah,
He's kind of stoic in ways.
sure.
Do you think he takes this? It's hard to read him. I'm going to say
It
that
is.
first.
It
Do you
is.
do you think he overlooked him? Because
Yeah,
in the UFC fighting on this type of level, you have to be a hybrid fighter,
you
and
do.
that takedown defense was not there. His composure was there. I'll give him that. He did not get finished. He did not gas out. What we've seen a lot of Peyton recently is like he's going to rock your ass, but
Yeah.
we haven't seen much besides that. And
I will give
Barcelos,
you a perfect example when you finish.
yeah, and Barcelos stuck to the plan, told the whole entire world his plan. He was so confident in his plan, he announced it, and he still got away with it. He found a weakness in Peyton's game that wasn't exposed yet, took advantage of it, and pretty much outclassed him. It was tough to watch. I'm a Peyton Talbot fan. I don't think this is the end of him.
No,
I think
I
a
don't
lot
either.
of the hypeness is going to go away surrounding him. But in these moments, are you going to rise up or fall apart? So
Yeah, and I agree with you. And I was going to say, I kind of look back on another fighter who kind of had the same similar outcome of one of his very first fights. He did win the fight, but Shara Bullet, his very first fight in the UFC, he got taken down at will. And everybody was like, this guy's never going to be good if he can't learn takedown defense, if he can't learn how to wrestle, if he can't learn how to do this. And then now all of a sudden he's become a fucking phenom since that first fight because everybody did it. Everybody watched that fight, and granted, he did win, but he did not look good in the grappling exchanges against what Bruno Silva, I think, was that fight. So I kind of look at same thing with Peyton Talbot. Peyton Talbot's striking is top notch. He's going to get there, but if he just got to tweak his game a little bit and focus on grappling. If you're in a camp against a guy like him, where the wrestling is coming, the grappling is coming, jiu-jitsu is coming, you should be focusing on that, knowing that you're confident in your striking. You should be focusing strictly on that throughout the whole camp, and it doesn't look like he did.
Maybe Barcelos was just way more advanced than him. But I mean, dude, the guy is Brazilian. They can strike. We all know that, but their ground game, no matter what, is going to be pretty good, above average. And I just feel like maybe his takedowns were that good on Peyton, but it just didn't seem like he took it seriously enough. And we don't know that. We don't know what he's doing in his camp. We don't know anything that he's going through personally, if there's any injuries and stuff like that. But we wanted more. I think the whole entire UFC fan base wanted more from Peyton, and we didn't get it.
No, we did not get it, unfortunately. So, but there was a great, the whole first, prelims and early prelims was great. I mean, there you had a couple undefeated fighters lost. Rinya Nakamura lost.
Yeah,
he got his ass whooped.
Yeah, he did.
So, and then there was a couple other great fights on. Aline Perez with the upset. She looked good as well. Grant Dawson with the big win again. Bogdan Guskov with the big submission win. Zachary Reese got completely KO'd, dude. That was
wild, man.
That was crazy.
Yeah. Do you know anything about Azamat? Do you know anything about him yet?
Yeah, so he actually came over from the LFA, I think.
Yeah, he was his first fight in the UFC.
Yeah, the LFA middleweight champion came over, took a fight against Zachary Reese, I think, on short notice, and then came out there and just dominated, dude. Like, this guy looked great.
Yeah, man. Speaking of domination, man, let's talk about this Kevin Holland fight against a Ritter.
Okay.
First off, man, I kind of felt differently about Kevin Holland coming up to the fight. Did you watch his Rampage interview?
I did.
On the Jackson thing?
Where he kind of said he just doesn't give a fuck.
He doesn't give a fuck. I think he's one of those fighters that, has, and he admits to this, he's in two different divisions. He has 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Yeah.
His run to do anything is long past gone.
Yeah.
He's becoming different. Like, he's a cocky dude. He talks a lot, to the point in the beginning of your career when it's fun to watch. But now I'm personally getting sick of it. And I thought it was kind of disrespectful the way he talked to Rampage, who is a fucking pioneer of the sport.
Sure.
I don't know, man. I'm not feeling Kevin Holland anymore. And to watch this guy, is it DeRitter?
DeRitter, yeah.
To watch DeRitter, man, I want to talk about this dude. Is this dude something special? Is DeRitter a fucking threat?
I don't know. It seems like not a lot of people like him either.
They don't, man. I mean, during the press conference, he's like, California, I'm ready to party.
Didn't he call it? He called it Las Vegas too first.
I know, man.
He was like Las Vegas, and they were like, "Dude, this isn't Las Vegas."
Yes, but I mean, he's a big dude.
2 submissions against Mearshart and now Kevin Holland. That's 2 big wins, dude.
Do you think he's a good? I mean, this is very early to say, so nobody troll my ass for this, but body type wise and fighting style wise against Dricus Duplessis against him, man. I think that's a fucking fight, man.
I think that's too early.
It's way too early. But just they remind me.
Way too early. Your prediction, Renair de Ritter fighting for the title against Dricus Duplessis.
Oh, I think Dricus Duplessis is going to lose the title.
Do you against Sean Strickland?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely think that. We can talk about that
episode.
We could talk about that later, though. But I mean,
yeah, because we got a whole gap week coming up, brother. No fights next week, so we got a lot coming up.
We absolutely do, man. But yeah, man, impressive on the victory, to say the least. Like, that was fucking awesome.
Yeah, he subbed out Kevin Holland with ease.
He manhandled that motherfucker, dude.
I know. Speaking of manhandling, we had another manhandle. Jailton Almeida looked sharp.
Man, is Jailton Almeida getting better at striking, guys?
It's possible.
Is he getting better?
I love his call out at the end too. Calling out Cyril Gahn. I think that's a great call out. It's a great point in his career to call him out. Screw it. Why not?
I don't think he could have picked a better person to call out.
Yep. I love it.
It's crazy, man, because I was not looking forward to this fight. And I got exactly the opposite of what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah.
I thought this fight was going to suck. I thought Spivak was going to gas. He's not going to do anything. He's going to try to strike. He's going to complain that he's getting taken down a lot. No, I mean, they're both equally good at takedowns and grappling. And Almeida just came out there and put the beaters on that motherfucker.
Hey, shout out to Jailton Almeida. He was close to getting cut from the UFC at one point. Got two L's, man. And then,
shout out, man. Don't listen to any other episodes where we highlighted you, because we was talking that shit.
Yeah, we definitely were talking that shit. Speaking of talking that shit, we have talked a lot of shit about this guy. And shout out to me and you for calling what we said would be the fight of the night. Here we are. Yuri Prochazka versus Jamal Hill, fight of the night, performance of the night. Man, dude. Well, Yuri, bro, you talked shit. I'm calling you out.
Man, come on.
You talked shit. You said, I don't really like Yuri like that. I think he's going to get his ass whooped. I don't think he's that good. You said it.
I did say it.
I said Yuri's going to win. I think his style is better than Jamal's. I think it's going to be a problem.
Man, did he turn up as the rounds progressed?
Beautiful.
Like, he got more. His head movement is nuts. Is there a song playing in Yuri's ears the whole time? Because I felt like he was listening to fucking EDM at one point. He was like, ding, 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 ding. He's sitting there dodging punches that were not getting thrown, but it makes him so hard to fucking hit. The dude did not start moving. His cardio got better. After the eye poke, I'm like, oh, man, this could be anything. But I do want to give Jamal Hill a little bit of credit. He did hold his own. He did. And he did land some good punches that would have dropped a lot of people. But Yuri's not one of those people.
Yeah, but what does that go to show for Alex Pereira?
I mean, unfuckwittable is Alex Pereira.
Unfuckwittable, dude.
Unfuckwittable.
Like, Yuri looks so good. His head movement, his bobbing and weaving. Like, Jamal Hill's boxing looked great.
Jamal Hill looked good, man.
Yuri was just piecing him up, dude. Catching him, man.
Those hooks that Yuri was throwing were amazing.
Dude, I thought it was hilarious when they first started going out there and they were doing a stare down and Yuri did his stance and he goes. like this.
Oh yeah,
That was like his little fight stance.
man, it was great. And dude, Jamal Hill did not get manhandled until the end. He was fighting, and he
He was
was
very
landing.
emotional after that fight.
Oh, he was, man. I mean, dude, he could barely
Yeah.
open up his eye. You
I
know.
know.
And shout out to Yuri for the cause that he did, man.
I know.
And to have my own defense, I didn't technically say I
You
don't
did.
think he's good. I just
You
said
did.
I think Yuri's done, and I was 100%
You
wrong.
word for word said, "I think Yuri is trash."
I did not. I did not. I just think
Dude,
that
but
he was.
Yuri's a good dude, man. He did the whole thing with the lady, bringing him out. And then I also read today, and because he did another interview, he did an interview after the fight, and he said that after the fight, he bought a round of shots for him and Jamal Hill, and he drank vodka with Jamal Hill after. He was like, "We drink together, we fight together."
Really?
Yeah,
Damn,
he bought
Yuri's
him
the
drink.
goat.
He bought him a drink after the fight.
And I think we can say this: if Alex was not there, Yuri would 120% be an undisputed champion. Not just a champ, but like that man would have a long title run in that division.
You're not wrong.
But it's nuts,
Matt
man.
Wolf is there, dude.
It's nuts. Has he ever fought Magomed though?
No,
he has not.
Not a lot of them have. That's
Yeah.
why That's why people think Magomed's kind of undeserving.
I mean, he's not undeserving, man. We've been talking about Magomed getting a title shot for the past 2 years. You know, he's
There's
been
something
ranked
with
that
him,
high.
though, that the UFC doesn't want him to win a title.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is, but now I think it's got to happen.
Do you think he beats Alex Pereira?
Fuck no, nobody does, bro.
Okay.
Even though Alex is old, man, Alex is not young. I don't want Alex to ever get beaten. I don't know if Alex is the type to, retire at like 38, 39, which would be like next year.
If he beats Magomed, he's fighting John.
He is.
No doubt. There's nothing better than that right there. If Alex beats Magomed, regardless if John versus Tom happens, John versus Alex Pereira will happen, and they'll both retire from MMA, regardless of the winner.
Holy fuck. Now that's
I
insane.
see that happening.
They both retire at the same time and get fucked up. John's like, yo, where's the blow at? Alex is like, I got some Brazilian blow. Let's fuck that shit up.
Imagine that, dude. The last fights of their career. Because if he beats Magomed, you can throw him into that top 3 greatest of all time.
Yeah, dude, you can do more than that. I mean, he definitely be on the Mount Rushmore of a lot of different categories for the UFC, especially for overall fighting, like for all martial arts.
Yeah.
Then I mean, dude, he could go down as the GOAT because being that dominant in kickboxing, being that dominant again in mixed martial arts in a game where people think you would get taken down with ease. That's wild.
Be honest with me. Would you rather see John versus Tom for the belt? Or would you rather see no belt, but Alex versus John Jones?
Alex versus John Jones, 100%, man. Tom, you're young. We know you deserve the belt or an opportunity for the belt.
Exactly.
But right now, there's something more important going on.
In this legacy, like John said, he wants legacy fights.
Yeah.
Beating Tom Aspinall or losing to Tom Aspinall, personally, I don't feel like is good for his legacy. But fighting Alex Pereira, that's a legacy fight.
Do you think there's a possibility of him vacating the belt?
Yeah.
And then just to avoid Tom, and then just have his last 2 or 3 fights as big super fights?
Yeah, 100%. I could see it 1,000% see it happening.
Do you think
because he knows I am confidently sure that John thinks he could beat Alex more than he thinks he can beat Tom.
I think so too. And I think the MMA world thinks that as well, because I'm not going to
100%.
lie, John Jones, if I were you and I was fighting Alex, I would take that ass to the ground.
Sure.
And I mean, that's tough, man. And he's going to get a lot of fucking hate for doing that. But at the end of the day, John Jones is like, you guys give all my opponents this much hype. That they could beat me. He's the next. So there is to his defense, but this matchup especially is nuts.
Yeah. And then speaking of John Jones being what would some consider the greatest of all time, we are now looking at the definite number one pound for pound fighter in the UFC in Islam Makhachev. Per Dana White, he said, "What more do you guys fucking want?" He's the number one pound for pound.
He is, and his striking got fucking checked, bruh. Shout out to Moicano. Islam stood and stands with amazing strikers like Volkanovski. He was in the exchanges. He was losing against Moicano. Standing up,
so?
I think so. Standing, striking wise, 100%. I think he was, and I mean, I thought he was winning. I don't know the percentage rate on the striking stuff, but
you thought who was winning?
Moicano, striking 100%, dude. And there's a reason.
Amount of strikes.
Yep, I think I thought it was better. There's a reason
18,
why,
brother.
It doesn't matter, man. Like 18 to 18, but watching the fight, there's a reason why Islam proceeded to take him down because he was getting hit, dude. He was getting hit a lot more than he's been hit against other guys. That was.
Well, Dustin Poirier took him to deep waters.
He did, and that's probably why
way deeper waters than.
Yeah, but that's why he shot down. I mean, that's why. I mean, wasn't there there was a fall due to a strike, but it wasn't a drop, right?
It was a slip.
Still, he got hit before slipping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they went back and looked at it and watched the replay and confirmed it was a slip.
I still think Moicano was gearing towards the edge. He was landing more stuff than we thought he would. And Islam's like, fuck the bullshit. I'm going to take this dude down and choke him the fuck out.
And he did it with ease.
And that's just levels to this shit, man.
But the reason why I think that they're really saying Islam is the number one because Renato Moicano is a legitimate BJJ black belt, like a legitimate one.
Yeah.
Not one of these fucking new age black belts. Like he's a legitimate black belt in jiu-jitsu. And he got submitted with ease by Islam Makhachev.
Islam's the real deal, guys. We all know it. And, the thing about Islam, he gets his reputation as these other Dagestan guys. We don't have to name drop them, but he gets his reputation. But one thing about that Islam does, he has had a class with every single one of his opponents. Like him and Volk, there's no disrespect there. Him and Dustin, there's no disrespect there. I like Islam, and I think a lot of people are. I think that's why he wasn't the pound for pound fighter. But now you gotta like him, man. He's fucking incredible. That dude is the real deal.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think he's also gonna have a better legacy than Khabib.
Yeah, I mean, he only has one loss. What is his loss? What is that again?
Knockout. He got knocked out early in his career.
He did?
Got caught, yeah.
Who do you think has the best chance of beating Islam off of
Charles?
Luck? Because at this point, it's got to be a luck. You think so? Because at this point, I'm thinking it's got to be a lucky not a lucky knockout, but it's got to be a knockout.
Charles is the only one.
And you think Charles has a chance of knocking him out?
Yep. Knocking him out. Yeah, 100%. Charles is the best well-rounded fighter in that division outside of Islam. And I think Charles just got caught in the last fight. And when he got taken down, it was the same thing. It's just hard to get away from, But I definitely think that Charles has the best chance out of the top five. You're looking at Dan Hooker, Gaethje. You're looking at Poirier. You're looking at Arman.
What do we do with Arman?
Arman has to fight his way back again. I think he's going to end up fighting Charles again.
Which I'm fucking cool with.
Yeah. I think Charles beats him this time. I think Charles is the best. I mean, he's one of my favorites, and I think Charles is the second best lightweight.
Yeah.
I mean, Islam's obviously the number one lightweight of all time at this current moment with the way he's going. It's
you got a lot of older guys in that division, man, and they're trying to make room for some new talent. We'll see what happens.
Could see Arman versus Michael Chandler.
You could definitely see that.
Two bull sharks going at it.
Absolutely. I think Arman takes him though.
Dude, Michael Chandler's tough though. We saw that shit when he fought Charles, dude. He took Charles 5 rounds and caught Charles a couple times in that 5th round. It's like, anybody can win on any given day. I just think that for anybody to compete at a jiu-jitsu level at a comparison striking level, I think that Charles is the best fight for Islam because Charles's jiu-jitsu is top tier over a lot of fucking people, and his striking is pretty damn good as well. It's
It
crisp.
is.
He's a long fighter, so he has good reach. Armin is pretty compact. He's a good fighter, but I think I just think Charles is a tough fight for anybody, honestly.
Oh, he is. He is, man. And I would love to see that him versus Islam again. That'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And we don't have any fights next week, but the following week, man, you live to see the day where people who headline pay-per-views only are now fucking headlining a fight night. It's crazy.
I know.
That's
Izzy
crazy
versus
to watch, man. And
headlining a fight night for the first time. I'm pretty sure in his
I don't even know if
career
he's
as a
been on a
champion.
fight night. Yeah, I don't even know if he's been on a fight night. He might have his first fight. It's nuts to see, and that's just the shift of MMA, man. That's nuts. The UFC's wild. That's great.
You lose 2 fights in a row.
That's nuts, man. But maybe it's just for the fact that he's trying to get another win as quick as possible.
I think he wins.
Oh, I think he wins too, man.
No, I mean I think Imavov is good, but I do think Izzy is still. It still blows my mind that Izzy lost to DDP and Sean Strickland, dude. That's not the Izzy I would ever think of losing to those 2 guys. And this may be a good chance for him to get a confidence builder back and kind of, get back into the groove of things again.
It's a tough fight as well, but that's a fucking awesome, and awesome fight night. If anyone doesn't know,
the co-main of that fight is Shara Bullet versus Michael Venom Page.
Dude, what can get better than that? Then you have Sergey.
This fight night is better than the next pay-per-view.
Yeah, it could be, man. Yeah, you have Sergey Pavlovich fighting. That's awesome.
Yair Rosenstruck, we'll talk about this whole card once we get to it, once next week once we're talking about this card, but when we do a preview. But yeah, 311. It was a great card overall. Islam's still dominant, number 1 pound for pound fighter in the world. Rankings and everything should change tomorrow, so we'll see. Matchmaking's tomorrow, so we'll kind of see what what everybody does and any new fights come along. There was a couple of new fight announcements. We got Michael Morales versus Gilbert Burns get announced, which is going to be a really good fight. What was the other big fights that got announced during 311? There's 2 of them, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I can't remember.
I know they did announce that DC and Chael Sonnen will be the new coaches for the Ultimate Fighter.
That's cool, man. And that's pretty awesome because it's going to be entertaining. Both those guys are pretty funny, in my opinion. It's going to be cool to watch.
It will be good, but you won't see any beef, you know what I'm saying? Because they have a podcast together.
I know, man.
So it's you're not going to see anything crazy. I did see Moicano or Patty Pimblett called Moicano a bitch. He basically was like, "You're a bitch for tapping so quick. Should have went out on your shield. Fight me."
Wow.
I love it though. Put Moicano versus Patty Pimblett as a fight night headliner. That's the fight.
That's a fucking entertaining press conference.
It's great.
Good for the sport too. Run that up.
That's great. I know there was 2 fights that got announced, but I don't want to keep scrolling. I'm trying to see. Oh yeah. It was Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev got announced, and Dustin Poirier versus Justin Gaethje got announced. That's the co-main. 5 rounds.
Justin Poirier versus Justin Gaethje.
Dan Hooker. I'm sorry. Dan Hooker versus Justin Gaethje as the co-main event. 5-round co-main event. That's going to be blood.
That's going to be a war. I'm fucking here for it.
I'm here for that too, dude. I love it.
Awesome,
but
man.
Other than that, I don't got much more. I feel like we hit all points of 311. We got a couple other things coming out this week. We just got done interviewing Jackson Smith from Maryland, the Maryland wrestling team, and we got some other interviews coming up for the podcast. So if you have watched this video thus far, don't forget to like and share the video. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Spotify, Apple Music, whatever you want to listen to the podcast on. We are now YouTube partners, so any support that's given to us helps us grow the show financially. So it supports us with ad revenue and things of that nature. And if you want to ever become a member, feel free. We have pretty cheap memberships to become a solid member of the club. You get some cool emotes and shit for our lives and things like that and to comment with. So, but yeah, Nasty, that's all I got. We'll catch you guys on another one.
Catch you guys later. Thank you for watching.